I mean, don't get me wrong, it looks beautiful and it sounds beautiful, but the way the HomePod mini functions just is much less than beauty. And I would describe myself as a fan of Apple products, but a fair fan, and this product just isn't good enough. But before we get deep into why I don't like the HomePod mini, let's review the promise of this product, why I bought it, and most importantly, the elephant in the room. Well, more of virtual assistant in the room, and it's this one back here named Siri. And buying this, I knew Siri wouldn't be helpful, so I didn't buy the product for Siri. But surprisingly to me, compared to the Echo, their general knowledge just about facts and stuff is really about the same. But going beyond general knowledge and music control, Siri on the HomePod basically has no other function. That's really all she can do. The most disappointing thing about that to me was that I couldn't play any radio stations. I wanted to play all sorts of normal FM radio stations that Siri on my phone can do, but Siri on the HomePod can't do it, and it really disappointed me. Also, I knew this would be a thing, but you can't play Spotify on it. That was made very clear, but I just don't understand why I can do it on my phone and not the HomePod. But other than those things, in general, I was really pleasantly surprised with how the mechanics works. It's really easy to just ask a question like, "Hey Siri, what's the tallest mountain peak in the world?"
Here's an answer from GuinnessWorldRecords.com. The highest mountain in the world is Mount Everest. Its peak rises to 8,848 meters, 29,028 ft, in the highest point in the world.
I mean, she gives the answer pretty quick, it's a pretty solid answer, and it just feels natural. And Siri tends to start her response quicker than Amazon or Google, but sometimes the Echo will actually give me the actual answer first. But I feel like it feels more natural that Siri starts talking quicker, just saying something. And I find that it really is. Siri really is just the best assistant to just talk to. It's just so much more natural to just ask things. Like when I ask the weather, when I ask to pause music or something, it just feels more natural to talk to her. And part of this is by the fact that I think I've never had a false response. She's never just chimed in randomly when I was saying something, thinking I said the "Hey Siri" thing, but I didn't say it and she just misunderstood me. That happens all the time with the Echo. You say something that sounds like Alexa and it thinks you're talking about it. That doesn't happen with the Siri, with the HomePod. And it all just means that I'm not worried about when she thinks I'm talking to her. I just ask her something and she answers. Like, "Hey Siri, what's 2 times 4? Which is a really dumb question, but
2 times 4 is 8.
She just answers it. It's just really, really easy. And while some people have mentioned issues with the wrong device answering, like I'm using my iPad as a teleprompter right now, and the HomePod behind me, the one I mean to talk to, is the one answering me. Now, if I wanted the iPad, I mean, it can't read my mind, so I can see some people have issues there. For me, the device that I want to answer 99% of the time has been the one that answers. I think there was one time where my watch answered when I was talking to my HomePod, but it very unfrequently happened to me, though other people have complained about that issue. Though, comparing it to my Echoes, I will say all the time the wrong one answers. The one in the other room, the one over there. All the time the wrong one answers. It's just so much more seamless talking to the HomePod. It just kind of feels like it works better. But this wasn't the main promise of the HomePod. That main promise was great sound quality and integration with Apple products. And let me tell you, the sound quality is really there. I'm really a fan of how the music on it sounds. And another good thing about it is the volume. When you get to the top of my Echo, it kind of, sound quality diminishes, but the top and the volume of the HomePod, the quality stays consistent throughout. I have no complaints about the way it sounds. It's just great. But where I do have complaints is in the feature I was most excited about. That's the tap to handoff feature that is just so cool in theory. You sit down at your desk and tap your phone to the HomePod, the music moves right from your phone to the HomePod. It's just the perfect, seamless Apple magic you'd expect from a HomePod. Except in reality, it goes a little more like this. You tap your phone against the HomePod, and then you tap your phone against the HomePod, and then you tap your phone against the HomePod, and then you pull it all the way away and you tap your phone against the HomePod. And then maybe a few more times, and then the music takes a few second pause on your phone, then it's on the speaker. It breaks the magic, it breaks the atmosphere, it just doesn't work. And there's an equally cool feature to take music back to your phone. You tap the phone to the HomePod, it pulls the music back. Except in practice, it usually goes like this. Like when you're sitting at your desk just writing this video, and then the music goes. Your phone is just sitting on your desk and the music jumps from the HomePod to your phone. Why? Just because it's sitting there. It's really kind of annoying that it does that. Or I just go to pick up my phone and then the music jumps to the phone. Or same thing as when I'm trying to go from phone to HomePod, when I'm trying to go HomePod to phone, tap, 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 tap. Finally it works. It's just too inconsistent for me. It's so annoying that the feature only works when I don't want it to. And if I'm being honest, it really makes it an unusable product. The music just jumping around randomly, not working sometimes, it ruins the experience. And I mean, everything else is great about this product. It really is. Siri is amazing, the sound is great. But this terrible, terrible inconsistency in the way it works, it just ruins it. They should have found it in testing and they should have fixed it, but they didn't. And I don't know. I mean, part of the issue is that it's an older phone. I have an iPhone 8, so it doesn't have the new ultra wideband chip, which does improve it. The iPhone 11 and 12 work with it better because they have the new chip. But they advertise their thing supports it on the older phone, so it should work just as good on the older phones. Just because I have this phone, it says it works with it, it almost doesn't work, and it shouldn't be that way. It just completely ruins the experience when I have to manually go in and fix the magic. It's supposed to just work, and it doesn't just work. And I know I can just turn it off, but then I may as well be using just my Echo with Spotify Connect or Bluetooth. Also, side note, Spotify Connect is absolutely brilliant. It works so well with supported devices. But the HomePod is not supported. If it was, if Spotify Connect worked with the HomePod, this would be another story. But it doesn't. The Handoff and AirPlay is what Apple uses, and the Handoff doesn't work. It's not good enough. And this problem isn't restricted to just me. There are other people that have had issues with this. And again, just the older phones. The newer phones work much better, but that's still a problem. It ruins the magic, it ruins the device. Now my last little comment here is about the touch controls, which work remarkably well. I didn't really have an earlier place to fit this in, but it's pretty easy to just tap to pause or increase the volume or decrease the volume or skip a song or hold to talk to Siri. It works pretty well, it's pretty nice. So, in review, in summation, should you buy a HomePod mini? Probably not, really. I'd go with a cheaper Echo Dot or a more expensive Echo, which gets you either a better experience overall or a cheaper but similar experience. And the HomePod mini isn't unique enough or special enough to pay $100 for it. So personally, mine, which I have that I've been using for the past few months, I'm gonna go ahead and sell it because it's not good enough for me. It doesn't do enough for how much it costs. So I'm gonna go with a different product instead. I'm gonna use my Echo, which I bought a whole bunch of them at a great price, and I'm gonna be using that as my smart speaker, which I mostly use for listening to music, asking about the weather, and the listening to music part is just ruined by the HomePod mini, so I'll be using Spotify Connect and a Echo first generation. So yeah, in general, it's a good product, it really is. But the one issue just absolutely ruins it for me, and it's not quite good enough. I'm Skylar, thanks for watching, bye.